Dear friend, Paganini was here last week. I am yet in shock of his performance. This man extracts such sounds from the violin, the likes of which no man has ever heard. I noticed occasionally he played on just one string. I had heard idle chattering about him, that Satan was his tutor and such, but believe me, if there is a violin in the heavens, then it must have such a tune. I have decided to transcribe his work for the piano. As of now, I only wish to be a Paganini on the piano. I have come to know that he will perform throughout Europe. Go watch and hear him at all costs. Dear Schumann, be mine. It's been a long time since the last time we met. Dear Robert, I was most joyful of the work you dedicated to me, and of course, surprised. I do not know if I am deserving of such an honor or not. It is a most lovely and heart-warming piece, much like yourself. A long time ago the gracious Chopin had done the same. Having such intellectual friends has its benefits, of course. By the way, how are your hands? Dear Clara, is everything all right? I miss you playing the piano. My friends, I shall be your guest by the next month. Till then, enjoy life and take care of one another. Sincerely, Franz Liszt. I was 11 when my piano tutor, Mr. Czerny, introduced me to Beethoven. Czerny had spoken to Beethoven many times about me, and was eager to introduce me to him to witness me play. But Beethoven had no interest in watching the academic professionals play, and often refused to do so. Finally, after much persistence from Czerny, one day Beethoven said, "For the love of God, just bring this stubborn child here." It was around 10 in the morning that we entered Beethoven's house, and I was quite nervous. But Czerny comforted me and asked me to be calm. Beethoven was sitting behind his desk by the window, and for a few minutes he was looking at the two of us in a strange fashion. Then he quickly said two words to Czerny that I did not understand, but then Czerny quickly pointed at me to sit behind the piano. The first piece that I performed was from one of Beethoven's pupils and favorites, Ferdinand Ries. After I was finished, Beethoven asked me if I could play a fugue from Bach, and I, with heart full of courage, chose Bach's fugue in C minor. After playing this piece, Beethoven asked, "Can you play this piece in another scale?" And I managed to do this, and after playing the last measure, I noticed Beethoven's red and anxious face bearing his astonished eyes that had come close to me. I was cowering in fear, but then suddenly a smile appeared on his serious face. He hugged me and rubbed his hand on my head a few times and whispered, "Ah, yes, he's a little devil." After that, with courage ignited in me, I asked him boldly, "Can I play one of your own?" Beethoven, still smiling, nodded, and I played the first movement of Beethoven's Concerto Piano in C major. After that he hugged me and kissed my forehead and said, "Go on, you are one of the blessed. It shall be your destiny to bring the people joy and happiness, and this is the greatest delight one can achieve." "How are you?" I said. She said, "I'm fine." I said, "How about Robert? For all his masterpieces, he still doesn't have hands as good as yours." She laughed. "I think he should be here any minute now. When he wants to sweet talk me, he always says only Liszt could perform these, if you were not." I said you certainly play them there better than me. She said, you make magic happen with the piano. Every time I hear it, I say nobody can make piano yield such a music but Franz Liszt. I said, Robert was unlucky that his fingers could not bear his genius. I'm happy that he has you. Didn't his hands get any better? She followed. His latest doctor said, there is no hope, as if his fingers are dead. None of you intellectuals are whole. Chopin and consumption, Robert in his hands, and you, oh well. I said, do you know how Bach died? Dear Mr. Liszt, I hope that you are well. The sum that you sent arrived, and with it we managed to perform a portion of the work, and for the rest of it there will be no financial trouble either. I owe this to you. If not for you, I would have died of starvation by now, let alone being capable of completing a work of this magnitude. Sir, I want you to know that while composing, I always see you, and only you, before me. Your notes are the music in my ear and the light in my path. There has never been someone so ahead of his time as you are. I heard that from all across Europe people come to be your pupils for the piano, and well, I was not surprised. I did see some of your pupils a few days ago, and indeed they were excellent at their work. I heard from them that you do not charge your pupils, and came to know that your kindness is not limited to me, but everyone. I am lost for words. You are truly great, a great man and a great musician. Sincerely, Richard Wagner. Dear Hector, I receive your kind letter. I am infinitely grateful for your condolences on the death of my children. These days I am busy with your work. I have rearranged the Fantastique for the piano. I wish that you like it. Here I perform your letters every week. We have named them Berlioz's weeks. When I hear your music, I come to see the immense effect your life has had on your work. I heard from Clara that you and Harry had split up, and honestly it broke my heart, not for the divorce itself, but for the failure of the only true love story that I knew. A genius falls for an Ophelia on the stage, is rejected, and then turns his sorrow into a work of magnificent beauty, and 1 year later wins the heart of his Ophelia with that same masterpiece. And another masterpiece is born. But alas, what can be done? For nothing is eternal in this world. Moving on, you know what the Church has done to me. I must say that I have decided to go to the Church and become a priest. I feel as if my path is no longer distinguishable from liturgical music, working for God. Dear Hector, be mine. Sincerely, Franz Liszt. Dear friend, I bear sad news. Frederick Chopin, exiled of revolution, the outcast of love, and one-of-a-kind genius, left us forever. Consumption finally commuted its sentence. The world shall never see his like again. If you're asking about George, I should say that I have not heard from her, but certainly she is not feeling much better than us. But I do know that she did not see Chopin again after their breakup. And lastly, Chopin's sister came to Paris with a strange letter. Chopin had surprised me again, this time not with a musical piece, but with a most strange request. He had written to his sister asking her to take his heart home. And so his sister did. You may not believe it, but Chopin had asked that his body be buried here, and his heart be taken to Warsaw. And so she did. The heart of Frederick Chopin shall beat forever in Warsaw. Sincerely, Franz Liszt.